What's going on, boys? It's day number 47 of reading through the book of Isaiah. Today, we're going to be looking at a very short passage talking about the fall of Babylon. So first and foremost, I just want to say we are in the beautiful city of Black Mountain, North Carolina. I'm here on a missions trip to help with hurricane relief. I'll be starting tomorrow, doing some construction at some houses nearby. So I just want to say thank you for all the support. I know that some of you guys who are watching this just to hear this word, but I hope that this series this week that I get to share this trip with would encourage you to step out and maybe just start small in your community. It doesn't have to be anywhere big. This is my first missions trip, so I hope that this encourages you, and this is a moment that God can speak to you. I believe that God has called me to come here. So it's been a crazy past week. Went on vacation. Now I'm here in Black Mountain. So we'll be recording these different times of the day. We'll just have to wait and see. But let's read this quick set of verses from this chapter. This chapter is pretty short, and I just want to read verses 10 through 11, which say, "You have trusted in your wickedness and have said, 'No one sees me.' Your wisdom and knowledge mislead you. When you say to yourself, 'I am, and there is none besides me,' disaster will come upon you, and you will not know how to conjure all a way. A calamity will fall upon you that you cannot warn off with a ransom. A catastrophe you cannot foresee will suddenly come upon you." So, essentially what's happening here is these people of Babylon are trusting in these false prophets and false idols, and this is leading to disasters and catastrophes to take place. And oftentimes, really, if we look at today, people will put the blame on God. Say, "God, why are you allowing these disasters to happen?" And what I've come to the realization of is that, trusting in yourself is what misleads you from the truth. Growing up, we're always told to believe in ourselves, to trust in ourselves. Well, that works to a certain extent until it doesn't, and you start to see things crumble and fall apart. Humanity was made to be dependent on something, and that something was God. And we have a hard time following that because God does not answer us in the way that we want Him to answer us. And that's why we get frustrated and misled, and we start to, throw our fists at Him and say, "God, why are you doing this to me?" And then we, drift away, and things continue to fall apart until we absolutely lose our minds. And I don't sit there and say that everybody's like this, but we all come to a point in our life where we just become so misled that we don't know what to do, and we don't succeed. And we start getting upset, and we get depressed, and it can lead us into some really bad paths. I won't go into details about it, but I'm pretty sure you can imagine what that can lead to, some bad choices, bad consequences that it can really lead you to. Certain addictions, obsessions, just there's so many more. But just know that, that mocking thing that people try to fall into sometimes, mocking the Almighty, is what leads to destruction and loss. So destruction that can be of maybe your career, your family, maybe a certain part of your life that has a lot of meaning to you, maybe a possession of yours. Look at Job. He lost everything. Obviously, it was for a different reason than what the Babylonians lost for, but you can imagine, everything that you have right now, from your phone to your car to your house to your food to your drinks to your family. Imagine that just being gone because you weren't putting your faith in God. I know myself, I find myself in that position where I think I can do it all by myself. I think that's kind of not necessarily a me thing. I think it's just kind of a male kind of attribute that we have. We tend to think we can do everything by ourselves, and certain things I believe we can, but then there's other things that we just can't, and there's other things that we need to do, other people that we need to include, and this is tough because it really makes us get uncomfortable, and sometimes you have to play the waiting game, and patience is a big thing that nobody wants to do in life. Everybody wants things to happen right then and there, and if it doesn't happen, then it's not worth it. But I challenge you to really understand that things fall apart because of our disobedience to God. So if you really want things to work out, sometimes you're just going to have to take time and just step back and realize that, God's timing is not our timing. And sometimes that means we have to play the waiting game. That means we have to, just sit back and ignore people. People are going to make fun of us. People are going to tell us we're stupid. They're going to tell us that we don't know what we're doing, but we have a purpose. God calls you for a reason, and we have to listen to Him. God knows better than we do. Let those other people talk junk to you. Let them tell you all of what they want, because clearly they haven't paid attention, and they're going to get to a point where they're going to fall apart. and then eventually they'll come to you and ask for advice. I've seen this happen in real time, and it's a really heartwarming moment when people stop cursing you and start questioning and start, asking for advice, not because they see your success, but because they realize that their life isn't anybody's life, not better. So I would challenge you to kind of recognize who those people are in your life and start guiding people. And those people that are cursing you and ignoring you, pray for them. I have a hard time doing that, but I still do. Between certain people I work with, to people I see every day. I have no hatred towards anybody, but there are just some people in my life that are just harder to talk to than others, and that's not on me. That's just how people are. We all have to grow in our own ways, but just remember that never disobey God's commands. Sometimes He's going to tell you to do things that you may not understand, but in the end it'll work out, and in the end you'll look back and you'll be very thankful for it. So I'm going to read today's prayer, and then we will get off, as it is getting late and the mosquitoes and the gnats are eating me up. So we are on July 13th, so reading through these 365 power prayers from then. I would highly encourage you to get one or find something that can help you with it. So today's title is called The Testimony of Love, and the verse connected to it is Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 through 23. The steadfast of love, the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lord, I pray for my faithfulness to match yours. Somehow you can work in me by your Spirit to purify my heart and keep me devoted to you. I want to rise with you every day and lay down each night with you in my mind. Fill my heart with unceasing praise for you, so I am not taken by another love. Help me to encourage others around me and look to in the same way that my heart looks to you. I want to be strong testimony of your love to all people, but also witness to the truth of your word. So encourage others and allow people to just listen and talk to you. And that is today's word. I hope that you guys have a great remainder of your Sunday and a great week. I'll see you soon, boys. Peace out.